Hey everyone, and welcome to Ask MandR Productions, episode 315. This series where I answer your questions about Lego Star Wars, or anything tangentially related. So if you have a question or topic for next week's episode, leave in the comments section below, hit the like button while you're there, and next week's episode will be filmed from Massachusetts. So I'm getting out of Florida for a little while. I'm excited for good reason. First question from the Jedi of Chicago says, that $60 gift card, how would one go about getting it? I bought the vendor back in April before the Y-Wing Microfighter was announced. Do I need to just contact Lego through their contact us page, or is there another way? So bad news, last week I talked about how Lego was apparently offering a $60 gift card to those who had bought a UCS vendor and felt slighted by what Lego had done, rightfully so. And everyone went and tried to get $60 from them, and they basically told everyone to pound sand, from what I can tell. I got tons of you guys telling me exactly that. Like, I contacted Lego customer service, and they said basically the same thing, except they don't have, like, what incentive they had offered the first person. It's possible the first email was fake. Entirely possible. I don't think it was. It came from someone that's like a normal community member that I'm like aware of. I'm like not friends with them. And it's not outside the realm of possibility for Lego to offer things like that. For example, they've given me VIP points back when the gunship box that I got had a big piece of tape over a hole on it when I bought it in the store. They gave me, I don't know, $25 of VIP points or something. So it's totally a normal thing they do to give people money, more or less. So yeah, it could have been fake, but I think it was real. Either way, it doesn't look like anyone else is getting a penny from them, unless someone decides to sue them, I guess, for false advertising, which would be quite interesting, but it's probably not going to happen, so, that's the end of that, I suppose. No Captain Rex, no money, whatever. Enjoy your Microfighter Y-Wings, to those of you who got them on June 1st, though. Next question comes from OC1073. He says, went to sell new in-box sets at a third-party Lego store, and I was asked to produce a receipt from when I purchased them. Is this normal? They seem very uncomfortable unless I produced a receipt. And in short, they either think you stole it or have had some bad experiences accepting stolen product, because people unfortunately steal things from places like Target, Walmart, etc., and they will go and try to trade them into third-party stores, because the third-party stores will just give them cash for it, and then it's like their hands are clean, they've gotten the cash money, there's nothing to be tracked, they can spend the money however they want, and they're clean and free. Now, you're probably an upstanding citizen who didn't steal the sets in question, and of course would wonder why they would want to know where you bought them, or if you actually bought them for real, and that's why they want the receipt. So yeah, it's very understandable from the third-party store position that they want to make sure they're not buying stolen goods, because essentially if they buy stolen goods and the police come to them to recover them, the police aren't going to give them the money that they gave out to the thief back. So they would be at a complete loss if it turned out that what you had given them was stolen and they had to give it back to the store or back to the police or whatever the case may be. So they're just protecting themselves. Now, having explained why, you're probably wondering, if I bring sets to a third-party store, are they going to ask me for a receipt? And honestly, I just don't know how common this is. I've never been asked for a receipt. I've never seen anyone asked for a receipt when trading things in at a store myself, but it certainly could happen. So if you're trading in like something that's currently available, I would just say be prepared. If it's retired, they definitely wouldn't be asking. I think it's just because you could literally go into Walmart right now, steal a bunch of sets, and then just essentially pawn them off at a third-party store the same day, and then the police will come in the next day and take everything away, and like that's not a good thing for the store. Corn Talkie says, do you feel like Jedi Bob is only returning because of marketing for their new show, or because Lego is actually apologizing for the gunship incident? So the butterfly effect is a hell of a thing, man. There's many that have occurred in Lego Star Wars history, perhaps none greater than the Jedi Bob butterfly effect. So it has dawned on me that I haven't really talked about the fact that they released a trailer for the show. I meant to do it last month, and I just never got to it, clearly. I was playing a little bit too much Call of Duty. The trailer came out for Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy, and there were lots of cool sneak peeks in there that I would love to get to in another video. As it pertains to Jedi Bob, of course, we got our first real good peek at him in this new show. We obviously had the rumor of a Jedi Bob Starfighter coming out in the summer, and I just assumed that they were finally making that set as a make good for the gunship. And I still feel like that is the actual reason that it exists and how we've gotten to this point. But Lego a couple of years ago started a Rebuild the World campaign, and clearly they want to build on that, bringing Star Wars into that and bringing like the hardcore Star Wars fans into that with Jedi Bob, I think just makes sense to them. And so I think they looked at the gunship situation and they said, we want to release Jedi Bob now because we see that we royally messed up, and we also want to make Jedi Bob something that like a normal fan, a 6-year-old can also relate to that doesn't watch YouTube videos, you know? And in doing so, of course, effectively doubling the popularity of the Jedi Bob set that they're going to release. So not only will it sell to the hardcore fans now that obviously have wanted it for many years and really campaigned hard for it for the gunship, you know, with myself leading that. And it was a very exciting time with Jedi Bob. While I literally was like photoshopping World War II campaign ads to try to get Jedi Bob in a Lego set. I think that whole situation effectively snowballed into whoever was brainstorming somewhere for this show being like, hey, we should bring Jedi Bob into the fold. And the last thing to this, again, how crazy the butterfly effect is. The voice actor for Jedi Bob was on like a nighttime talk show and literally talking about Jedi Bob. They had a picture of Jedi Bob on it. Is that not like crazy? It just all of a sudden became like a very mainstream thing. It's literally on TV. Like I just never could have dreamt that for Jedi Bob 5 years ago. It's good to be back. Let's just put it that way. Mir Zyber says, why do you need the Lego box perfect for the review of a set? Why can't you just use a stock picture of the box and Photoshop it on your background? Love the vids. Let's get back to the daily uploads. Dude, I wish. I'm going to be out of town for a little while. I've had ups and downs with this over the years, whether it be from actually buying a set from Lego or when Lego would send me sets for free, but then they would show up looking like a PS5 bent into itself. And certainly as a collector, I want perfect boxes. So like for that reason alone, that's enough. Like as a collector, I want perfect boxes, and that frankly is enough to me. Like I don't see why anyone else should have any say over what I want in my life. But I will say it makes it way easier to not have to Photoshop a box to make it look good. Like if it had a giant sticker here that I have to Photoshop off, that's just a pain in the butt, very frankly, to have to do that every time. And I don't want to have to do that every time. So I'd rather just have a box that looks nice out of the box, or off the shelf, maybe a better saying. And, you know, I still will clean it up now. It's also very important to me for like the opening shots of the video. You know, I do the pan down, I try to get some nice close-ups of the box. And if the box is all dented up, it's just not going to present very nicely in the video. So I always, especially when buying older sets nowadays, I try to find nice boxes on eBay or on whatnot or on Bricklink. That's why I really try to stay away from Bricklink nowadays, is because I don't want to message the seller to ask for a picture. If I open a shot of a video with a box that looks like this, or if I open a shot of a video in the box looks like, oh, come on. Or if in the opening shot of a video, the box looks like this, I mean, which review are you just going to find more aesthetically pleasing to watch? Jessica Torres says, what is the worst Lego set ever in your opinion? It can be a polybag build or a full set. Love the vids. I'm pretty sure Just Too Good put me onto this one a long time ago, and it's a Coca-Cola soccer set from the early 2000s, and it's a polybag. I don't know if we can call it a build, but it's one of the dumbest sets I've ever seen. Next question from Koala Strat says, Lil Turbo Tank, might Ryan be hinting at a playset? No, I showed that off in a video like 6 months ago, maybe. That clone Turbo Tank is the 2014 Microfighter clone Turbo Tank, and it has a Commander Rex inside of it, and there's nothing more to it. It was something that I put together just based on the prototype version of the Turbo Tank Microfighter from 2014 that was originally going to have Captain Rex in it, at least according to the confidential picture that was in the book at the time. You can Google it. I can't show it, you know, because it says confidential on it. Now, Wildwood Builder follows us up with a question that I'm going to let him down soft on here. He says, what big summer clone set do you think is coming out this summer? He says, I personally think a clone Turbo Tank. Also noticed Kit Fisto and Thrawn in the background last video, and they're still there. I need to take them out and put them back in their bags. So they've been sitting there for like 2 months. But no big summer clone set. Yeah, you know, definitely ATT gunship last couple years. It felt like they would do another one this year. That Darkside Millennium Falcon is taking up the $170 slot. And so there it goes. Little Wookie says, what do you think of the new Legend of Zelda set, and will you make a review on it? I don't plan to buy it, don't plan to review it. I know nothing about Legend of Zelda, but I am a Lego fan, and I know a little something about Lego, and holy crap is that set overpriced. The eye test, it doesn't pass the eye test. I just looked at it, and I'm like, $300, and it looks about as big as the Winnie the Pooh set. And I know it's not as big as the Winnie the Pooh set, it's bigger. The Winnie the Pooh set, for reference, was $100, but it's not $200 bigger. It's not 3 times the price bigger, is it? Like, it just looks small for $300. So I think it's too much money. Obviously, Nintendo tax. Obviously, Lego wants to get every penny out of you they can. It makes a lot of sense why it's $300. But it's too much money at $300. Now, the caveat to that is they put it up for pre-order, and all of the allocation for pre-orders did sell out. Just as a general fan of Lego looking around the room, I think it's too dang much money. So very curious to see what it looks like, maybe sized out compared to some other comparably priced Lego sets. But until then, my just general look and feel on it is that it's too much money. Action Squid says, what happened to the Onyx Cinder? Wasn't that scheduled for a June 1st release? And it was actually originally scheduled to be released on January 1st. This is the set that is supposed to be from the Skeleton Crew show, and that show has been delayed, I believe, twice now. I have no idea when it's coming out. Frankly, I don't care when it's coming out. I don't even care about the Acolyte, and that comes out in 2 days. It literally comes out the day this video comes out, but 2 days from when I'm recording it, and I am not hyped at all about it. Like, the trailers just didn't do it for me, and so yeah, but that's besides the point. So the show kept getting delayed, so I think LEGO kept delaying the set so that it would match the release of the show, which I think makes a lot of sense. That one is also like $130, $140 set. Could have been a big clone set for the summer, but obviously now is going to be based on that show. I am going to make a big rumor update video for like what's supposed to be coming out August 1st and in the later half of the year with the September, October UCS set, and I think that we're supposed to be getting another like holiday set, which is exciting. Cunning Brick says, how successful do you think a LEGO credit card would be like other retailers have as an option? And first and foremost, I'd be first in line for a LEGO credit card. I would definitely pick it up. I would use it at the LEGO store because I'm sure that's where it would be the most useful and get you the most benefit. Maybe 10% VIP or something instead of the 5%. That would be worth using over something that got you like 3% cash back with the Robinhood Gold card that's coming out. That's the one that I'm going to be using for like everything. But LEGO will never ever do this. LEGO is a company that obviously prides itself on being for kids at some point. And of course they have adults welcome, and like half of the sets they're releasing now are just plainly for adults. Maybe not half, but it's like a lot, right? Technically, they could probably get away with doing a credit card now, but I think just because of the roots being with kids toys, like it just is not something that you want to have a crossover on where people are like going in debt. No, depends on how you use your credit card, but a lot of people will use it the wrong way and go in debt to buy Lego, and that's probably not an image that they want to be putting out there, even though they don't really care as long as they get the money, right? Apple is actually a good example. Apple released a credit card, but Apple has the phone. I have the Apple card. I love my Apple card. But Apple has a better reason to have a credit card than Lego because you can integrate the Apple card into your phone and your daily life, and you're purchasing things for everything and using it to purchase things for everything. With your Apple Watch too, you can have it on there. So like, I think the Apple card makes a lot of sense. What I was going to say with that though is Lego is not a retailer necessarily. They're like a brand. They sell things. It'd be like Coca-Cola having a credit card. I'm sure you're going to Google it and tell me Coca-Cola has a credit card. As far as I know, Coca-Cola doesn't have a credit card. It'd just be weird. It just doesn't really match. Like, you know, they sell drinks, so why do you need a credit card for them? Singular brands don't do credit cards, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't fully researched it. I certainly haven't fully researched the topic, but I do enjoy credit card talk from time to time. That's it for this episode. If you have a question or topic for next episode, leave it in the comments section below, and go Celtics. Again, see ya.